Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. For our last class, please let somebody tell for us. We are
Done key areas of psychology
yes, psychology.
key area, and we thought that we're able to do justice to the scientific study, the editorial study, and the mental study. That was it.
No, just check the last subtopic. Now,
Last paragraph.
No. I'm talking of subtopic.
That's key areas of psychology.
Key areas of psychology. That was the last topic.
Okay, that's where we stopped. Sorry,
Okay, do we have two classes here?
Two classes here.
Okay. Mommy, what do you have there on your
We
own?
stopped at reinforcement.
Reinforcement.
We are supposed to go to the fundamental concepts.
Okay, fundamental concept of psychology.
Reinforcement. We've done Abraham Maslow.
Okay.
Edward. Let's see. We are on reinforcement.
You are on have you finished reinforcement?
No, we just talked at positive and negative. That's where we want to start from.
Positive and negative reinforcement.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What for the other group to catch up? Let's just say that reinforcement is just a topic on its own, and I will at least at one point or the other we've all heard of what reinforcement is all about. In your own perspective, what do you think is reinforcement? Okay. Repetition of something. No. Reinforcement. This is REINFORCEMENT. That's reinforcement. We are not talking about enforcement here. Motivation, reward. When we are talking of reinforcement, it's like, somebody is doing something somewhere, and you want an improvement as regards what that particular person is doing. You now want to do what? You now want to reinforce. You want to motivate that particular person to do what? To do more. Am I communicating now? So that's what reinforcement is all about. Because reinforcement is mostly used especially in classroom, as a classroom teacher. You just discover that some of your pupils are not doing well, or they are not doing as expected. You now want to use a reward for them to motivate them to do more. It's a source of encouragement. You want to encourage them to put in more effort. You now apply what we call reinforcement. You now say, okay, maybe you are teaching mathematics now. You are teaching them algebra or subtraction as an example. Now after giving them classroom, after teaching them, and you have already, that thing has been done in their presence. And now in a particular class, you must be at the top of the class in a positive way. So this one now is we fall under negative reinforcement. This one that the instance I just gave now will fall under negative reinforcement, because even before the arrival of the class, some period, we have this one third period, I'm not coming to the class. They will not come. Yes, because of the kind of behaviors he exhibited in classes. So, in order to be at the top of our game, most of us teaching early years, we have to be on the top of our game by making sure that nothing I mean, we didn't have any negative instincts, especially when we are teaching. You know, that is where transference of aggression also comes in. Maybe you are fighting your husband before you left home, or your wife is having issue. You now come to the class, you don't want to see anybody. You know, and before you know it, I mean, before the close of that day, you have ended up ruining a particular child for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month. If care is not taken, for the rest of the time. You see how that one, the extent that the negative reinforcement can go. And if you are still talking of negative reinforcement, we are still talking of unpleasant behavior that are not very pleasant. We are talking of unpleasant behavior, and there is every likelihood under negative reinforcement. We are talking of unpleasant behavior, and there is every likelihood that the teacher may not be able, and there's every likelihood may not be able to achieve the goals or the objective of the class. Where were you? I said there is what? Just do what I have because I'm not. There is every likelihood that the teacher may not be able to achieve the aims and goals that was set for the class. Then we still have some other reinforcement apart from the negative and positive reinforcement, but there's no categorization here. But you know, whenever you mention it, you know the category where it falls. When we mention punishment, where does it fall?
Negative.
When we mention extinction, where does it fall?
Negative.
What is extinction itself? And that one is one of the bad things, sending children out of class, even at the higher level. Before you can do that, that student must have had, even with the rules and regulations of the school. For example, let me use situation in last now. Before you can send any student out of that class, maybe the student come late 30 minutes after the commencement of the class. That's the general rule. Even for the exam, that's the general rule. 2, maybe that student does not follow the code of conduct as regard dressing. Like now we are very strict. You having a man having an hairdo, a man having 2 earrings, nose pointed, and we put earring there. You have a necklace at your wrist, either left or right. Tata dress, wearing the jeans. Deliberately they tore it in about 5 or 6 places. Crazy jeans and all that. Bracelets, all this jumper, and having your maybe attachment too long at the back. It is on that basis even the vice chancellor will commend you. But now maybe you have one issue or the other with a particular student or something, and you now use that basis, they can go at any length. So that's what we call extinction now. Before you can say, okay, leave my class. So that's what we are talking about. So punishments, you know where they are. Extinction, where they fall. Then when we are talking of partial reinforcement. Partial reinforcement. No, I said partial reinforcement. That one, it happens in terms of behavior. Maybe you have been observing a particular behavior for a period of time, and you are expecting the person to change. The person just change a little. over a period of time. That's what we call partial. Then social enforcement. It's like, yes, that social partially falls under positive. Why? Because you are using praise. Maybe somebody just gone to praise.
Partial is under positive.
No, partial, I think, yes, partial is under positive. And all this one, the social is what I'm talking about now. It's like you are using praise. Somebody got something right in the class. Clap for him. That's the use of praise. Oh, wow, that's lovely, interesting, encouraging. Yes, encouraging, and the words like that. So, and we have the one that we call, some people call tangible reinforcement. And why do we call it tangible? Because it enforces money. You know, we mentioned money the last time. Because it enforces money. So that's exactly what we mean by that. So that's all about reinforcement. So let us quickly go to our main. Do I give you any next thing there? I did not give you. I think let's look at. Are you sure I didn't give you? I didn't. Okay, let me look at this topic. What was our first topic that we have there?
We have motivation.
Okay, we have done motivation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. You have the questions.
The one they've done. How are we going to?
I don't know that we have. I'll be meeting two of you together today. We are going to maneuver the whole thing as time goes on. Let's look at ethics in psychology. Ethics. Yes, that's the main topic entirely. Ethics. What do we call ethics? Is that? The code. What code of conduct? Yes. What is code of conduct itself? Guideline.
Rules, regulations, do's and don'ts.
Okay. Okay. When we are talking of ethics as well, then it refers to ethics refers to what we call principles and guidelines, as I just said. Ethics refers to principles and guidelines that serve as a motivator that governs the behavior, that motivator that governs the behavior of a psychologist. Of a psychologist. In order to monitor, and tailor, Tailore, in order to monitor and tailor our behavior, comma, to monitor and tailor our behavior, comma, rights, dignity, our behavior, rights, yes, RIGHTF, rights, dignity, as well as the welfare of an individual under the tutelage, TUTOLAGE, under the tutelage of a psychologist. So it's like, as a psychologist, there are do's and don'ts that you, and that's why you see when you visit police did a lot of psychological courses. There's Nigerian police. I'm telling you, Nigerian police, very, yes, very, in training.
Estate agent and that guy. Within 1 week.
We did a lot of psychologists, and that's why as a teacher as well, police, if they want to do their work, you will know that they are very intelligent. And that was why American rated them. Despite the fact that they don't know where the robbery was taking place, and lo and behold, they will detect the person that stole. How do they know? Are they rich or wizards? It's through this psychologist.
It's those that really know the right of
They all do. You know what? I won't agree with you. All of them did this psychology. But if you see some of them that are well read, and that is it now. You can't see that one on the street now. Oh. No, they are not the one on the street. Oh. When you get to counter, if these people drill you,
You say what
you even say what you did. Yes. You said?
That is why they are using psychology.
That's why psychology. So that's what we are talking about. Psychology. Gist. Even in your class, you choose practice it now. You can catch your students unaware. That's why as a teacher, you have to be very close to them, to know them one by one. If you have 20 students in your class, you must be able to tell if somebody just was new in your class and they come to you today and say, A supposed to know things, you don't say, no. Are you talking of praise? No, it's not praise. If you are talking of, if you now mention to me this and this, they are the one that can do what you are saying. How? It's because number one, he or she has been used to their class, to the behavior they exhibit, and to some extent, he or she has carried about, let me say, psychological evaluations on the number of students in his or her classes, and he has known them one after the other. And if you look at that definition now, he was telling us that the dignity, the rights, even their welfare. Some students, maybe there was a particular case I had with the last time. It's even one of my friends said, he used to pay school fees of his child regularly. So those of us that have schools, and you just discover that that parent did not pay on time. They now sent his child back furiously, just get to their school ATM or provider. In the last 4 years that I've been in this school, I used to be the first person to pay. You should have make an inquiry. Tell your daddy to see me tomorrow. That is the what is expected of you. It is then now the parent now said has been experiencing financial challenges since he lost his job 3 months ago. And lost his job. But you get, how will I tell you? You're supposed to know. It's something that used to pay. He said the first day of resumption, he will clear all the debts. Definitely, if you want to do that kind of thing, you don't call me. You ask me, why, daddy? You have not paid. You know that kind of thing does not. He started apologizing that he didn't know. You know, that's what we are talking about. That's an aspect now. Because there's in psychology we follow patterns. When you discover that the patterns, there's something that want to delay that particular pattern, you call the person to order. By way of questioning, by way of asking questions, by way of making an inquiry, asking that's why and how. That's why the question why, how, and what, they are one of the areas that guided the psychologists. What, why, and how. That three, why, what, and how, they revolve around psychologists because it gives them an instinct or an insight into what they want to bring about. Like now, we want to carry out a psychological test on a particular person. All these principles have to be followed. Core ethical principles in psychology. Let's call it critical. Let's call it ethical principles in psychology. Ethical principles in psychology. Number one, we have what we call confidentiality. Confidentiality. Two, we have what we call competence. Three, showing respect for rights and dignity of a client or of an individual. Let's put that way. Showing respect for rights and dignity of an individual. 4 or 3? 3. Honors integrity. Honors integrity. 4.
5.
5, Abby?
Yes.
Credence must be given to competence. Credence. CREDENCE. Credence must be given to competence. Then avoidance of psychological harms. That's number 6, Abby.
Yes.
Avoidance of psychological harms. Avoidance of psychological harms. Harms, as in HARM.
Okay.
Avoidance of deception. Number what?
8.
Number 8. Avoid dual relationship.
Wow.
As in DUAL. Dual relationship. We will get there. We will explain. We are going to explain. We are just listening. We are going to explain. That's how many?
8.
8. Avoid debriefing or avoid, no, put this way, avoid the use of debriefing. Debriefing, D-E-B-R-I-E-V-I-N-G. D-E-B-R-I-E-F-I-N-G, as a debrief, debriefing. Have we mentioned deception?
Yes.
I've mentioned deception.
Yes.
What about confidentiality?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
The use of informed consent. That's number 10, Abi. Let's go back that. The use of what? Informed consent. What's our number 1 there?
Confidentiality.
Confidentiality.
Inform or
Informed. I-N-F-O-R-M-E-D. Informed consent. S-O-N-S-C-E-N-T. Consent. What do I say number 1 is?
Confidentiality.
Confidentiality. That was very, very paramount as a psychologist. Some of us that are doing research now, when you want to write what we call research questions, Kabi, you will sit on top. The confidentiality of the respondent will be protected. The confidentiality of the respondent will be protected. That means this thing that I'm asking you now, I'm not going to say you are the one that tell me. And that was why you see some people, we have problem when they want to administer questionnaire. You want to give somebody, if you are not educated, you are not the type that have been used to asking question on questionnaire. If you give people, I don't have that time. Nobody will now be asking me what is not. So that's why to administer questionnaire, care has to be taken. And you have to tell them what you are doing. I remember when I was doing my PhD thesis questionnaire, I went to a particular school in Kogi. You know, I deal with homeless children. My topic around homeless children. They are not homeless. We are talking of, a place like a orphanage. Where, you know, most of them do not know their parents. It was the all those Eleyijo in the community. Those we regard to as philanthropists that give money to take care of all those. You know, when we go there, you have to present your number 1. There's going to be a letter of introduction that you're going to collect from the school that you're coming from, to tell them that what you're about to do is purely academic and that there's no strings attached. And apart from that, from your own expression, before you even tell them, this is what I'm working on. And what I'm, like in my own case now, I want to compare those children that are staying with their biological parents and those that are not staying with their biological parents. I want to look at their learning abilities. So you understand now? I want to say they are not living with their parents, and the ones that are living with their parents, how do they learn? Do we observe any disparities in their learning? You know, some we have what we call, there will be comfortability at the expense of the other. And in my own case, during that particular period, I met a particular lady that was from youth service. And lo and behold, I later learned that she was a product of that particular place. That she was giving back. So this is paying back to a place that have given, to the system that have given her so much. She was a medical doctor and she has graduated. And she had promised them that after graduation, she's coming to spend a year before she get married, to work there free of charge. And they introduced the lady to me. And they were stated, they say after this service now that the lady is getting married now. And she doesn't have any parents. It is the woman that is there that is their parents, all of them there. There was a particular time they told me that somebody came for her. and they just gave it as a sort of trial that she follow them home, and they said she used only 2 days to call them to come and pick her. Only 2 days in the place they regarded so as her own home. She said even the kind of that setting, that arrangement, she cannot live there. You know, they have a toilet there, and you are telling a girl that has been in a particular place for, that was her earliest year when she was about to enter secondary school, and that was the day they said, please just leave me here. I know these are my parents. You may give back to me, but please do what? Do me a favor by leaving me here as old. I mean, as young as that child was during that particular period. And that was where she spent the rest of her life. Confidentiality is very, very important. So let's take this on down. Confidentiality when it comes to psychology, or confidentiality in psychology, or confidentiality when it comes to psychology, involves taking responsibilities. Involves taking responsibility as regards information dissemination. As regards information dissemination, DISS, dissemination. Regarding information dissemination regarding an outcome or a product of a research. Regarding an outcome or a product of a research. Confidentiality may be verbal or written. Confidentiality may either be verbal or written. Are we there? Confidentiality may be verbal or written. In such a way I say confident. There is space at the back. I say confidentiality means what? May either be verbal or written. In such a way that the researcher in question we vow not to divulge. We vow not to do what? To divulge. DIVULGE. Divulge the secrets of the respondents without permission. Without what? Permission. So I hope you understand now. That's what we call the confidentiality. It's like you are giving somebody your works. I'm not going to do no. It's just for research purpose. You just want to study how those people that are living with their parents, how the rate at which they study compared to those that are not living with their parents. Without sketch a question now. How long have you been here? You know, you don't give me. So you now come down to their level. And one thing about the issue of a questionnaire is that you must make sure must not be too big. Research does not involve any big language. Just a word. Very, very any language that anybody can just carry your book and understand. And that's what we call. That's why some people will say that there's a particular word we used to use in research that ambiguous or ambiguity. Don't use language that will mean do two different things. Some language can be ambiguous. Who's especially in Yoruba language? Let me see now. Your children is asking you about something. Mommy, take a long biscuit and then lomu. That one will now go ahead and say, let me just speak to them. Is it not you that says I should take it? Say you understand now. But in your own mind, what you are saying is I don't take it. So people who come out play. Mommy, take it long biscuit, mamu. But you not say, go and take it now. Okay, go and take it. I should go and take it. That one now. Who else to take it? Are you not the one that says to take it? So that kind of language must be avoided. Number two. What do we have there? Competence. When we are talking of competence, yes. What is competence here? Ability. That is the main thing. Don't go to the area where you are not competent. You are making a research outside your field. You are not competent in that particular area. Am I talking sense there? That's the competence we are talking about. Where you want to make your research must be the area where you are competent about and your field. You want to research into medical field now without having knowledge of medical. It's very, very difficult for you. You are coming from education. You want to go into humanities. So research where you have competence and ability. So that is what we are going to order that. A psychologist, right, under that competence, a psychologist must practice where he or she is competent. A psychologist must practice where he or she is what? Is competent. That is, in your areas of studies and not outside your areas of study. In a nutshell, that is, in your areas of studies and not outside your areas of interest or studies. In a nutshell, a psychologist must practice where you have education, training and experience. In a nutshell, a psychologist must practice where you have education, training and interest. Number 3.
Showing respect for rights and dignity of an individual.
Showing respect for the rights and dignity of an individual. How does this one possible? Showing respect for the rights and what?
And dignity of an individual.
And dignity of an individual. For example, what we mean by this one is that don't be too much biased as regards the race. Maybe the person you want to interview is an Igbo or Hausa or Yoruba, because that particular person does not belong to your culture. does not mean you must treat. You must treat that particular person harshly or without respect. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
That means there must be zero tolerance. So zero tolerance for dignity and respect as a psychology. Treat everybody equally without discrimination. Without what? Discrimination. So that's why we call showing respect for the right and dignity of an individual. The next one,
Honor integrity.
honor integrity. Look at the word. You honor what? What is integrity?
Yeah, yes.
Honesty.
Honesty, highest level of
That is
honesty.
it. Honor, integrity, and honesty. That is, you have to be very, very honest in your research if you want to have headway. You have to be what? You have to be very, very honest in your research if you want to have headway. That is, we are talking of your research assessment now. If you are doing your assessment and research, you have to be honest with it. Not to make sure, not to override your honesty. Not to be economical with truth. Not to say something as it is. To hit the nail on the head at any point in time. Not to beat around the bush. To say it exactly as it is. And that's why we say honor, honesty, and respect. The next one. The next one.
Credence must be given to competence.
Credence must be given to competence. What is competence now? Credence must be given to what? To competence. What is competence? Ability to perform well. Ability to perform well. Ability to know what you are doing. Ability to be competent in the field of your study or in your choosing career. So that means you must know the onions of your profession. You must what? Know the onions of your profession. That's what we call competence. And knowing the onions of your profession is like you knowing your boundaries. Knowing the onions of your profession is like what? Knowing your boundaries. That means not going beyond your boundaries. And you have to be very, very competent as regards what you do. What's the next one?
Avoidance of psychological harm.
Avoidance of what?
Psychological harms.
Psychological harms. We all know what harms is all about. Abi?
Yes.
And when we say a particular harms is psychological, what do we mean now? Hmm? Yes?
It may cause damage.
Okay, trauma, damage.
Violation of human rights.
In what way?
For example, if you're working on as an educationalist,
Yes.
a child maybe as an early years practitioner something, and you beat a child. No, nowadays beating a child is violating human rights. So this can be considered.
Yes, but when we say what's the point there?
Avoidance of psychological harm.
Avoidance of psychological harms. You can be harming somebody psychologically without you knowing. You can be harming somebody psychologically without you knowing. Harming is emotion. As HARM now, harming the emotion of that particular person is one of the psychological harms. You know, emotion is an what? Is an inborn thing. You can only feel somebody's emotion by looking at the expression on their faces. Emotional torture is something within that you cannot see. But when the person want to bring it out, you can only see the expression facially. When the person is down and is not at peace, so you may be harming somebody psychologically without you knowing. Emotional torture. Maybe there is a particular behavior that you exhibit. Maybe because you are above the board, like our bosses at work now. There are some things they will say to us that will be harming us emotionally, but we cannot talk. Abi? And we can't talk because they may count it to disrespect or not honoring the psychological, not honoring the authority. So after I said it, psychologically you may be harming somebody without you knowing, and that will be one of the greatest things that can kill the morale of any particular person when undergoing emotional torture. Yeah.
Like examples of psychological harms in the classroom.
You said?
Like, can you give us examples of psychological harms in the classroom?
Okay. Emotional psychological emotions or harm in classroom is like number one now. Maybe that particular child comes late to the class. Shutting down a child is one of the psychological torture. When you're shutting down a child, maybe you say, "Hey, Olodo, keep down." You don't even allow whether you want to express something. You don't even know whether what the child is going to. Is going to express or say will be beneficial. You don't want to know. Shutting a particular child down is one of the greatest psychological harms in classroom. Shutting a child down. Extinction is part of it. Extinction of the classroom. Shutting them down. You know, in the olden days, children are to be seen and not to be harmed. Abi, what do you know? You want to talk in the presence of elders. Keep quiet. And you can never tell whether what he or she want to say will be beneficial even to the parents in questions. That's how Yoruba will say ọgbọ́n ọlọ́gbọ́n kò jẹ́ ká pe àgbà ní wèrè. It means that you can somebody a lunatic can even borrow you sense, as my people will say, and give yourself sense. Abi, a lunatic on the road. You see cases of where somebody is trying to look for knot of a vehicle, and you must have had it. Maybe the tire gets busted, and in the process the tire even removes totally from the leg of the vehicle, and you want to put extra one there, now looking for knots. The man now met him there. What are you saying? You want to look for where they are saying, you have 5 on the remove one from this one, and when you get to your station, go and buy another one. You see sense in what the lunatic just said. You have four knots in 4 tires, and the one just removes totally. You are now looking for knots. Remove one from the 4 that you have. Put it so that you now have 3 all round. By the time you get to your station, you buy the one back. So you now see, yeah.
So one example that you gave, like shutting a child up, for children that talk so much, like they're trying to just keep it, don't say, tell those ones that will say, my mommy, my daddy, my mommy, is it part of physical harms?
Yes, it's part. Emotional torture.
But they are trying to curb the essence of the child.
How do you do it?
For example, yesterday my mommy meeting, my mom, all those guys,
Okay.
Keep quiet, shut up, don't let me hear your word. Are you harming the child?
If we have different types of children in our classrooms. Some of them are very inquisitive, and the level of their inquisitivity is different from one another. If you, as a teacher, you have noted that particular person to be talkative, so to say, there is a way of saying it, not to let others. You can say, "Oh, is it that discussion? We'll talk about that later." That's a polite way of sorting it. You are not saying, shut up, keep quiet. I don't want to talk to you. See, you understand? You never can tell whether what you want to say. All these children these days now, no, okay, you want to talk about that one? No, don't worry, we'll talk about that later. Finish. He or she may now come, auntie, you sure you are going to talk about this? Okay, is it that thing? If at perhaps at the same time you didn't have time again, you can say, when you want to close, just remind me. Instead of saying, keep quiet, shut up. You must have ended shutting him or her up for that day. He will not come to you again. Even if you have any important thing to tell you, it's not going to tell you again. And you now hear, perhaps you are the type that used to put your ears on ground, at break time, when they are just playing around. Maybe you just sit down. I don't know whether you have experienced it. Auntie, very wicked. Very wicked auntie. What are we saying? Very wicked auntie. I've never seen that kind of auntie before. You know? As a student, we have our own clique and group. I remember in my own case that time when we were in secondary school, there is one man we didn't like the man at all. The man used to, we like her, but we like the man. We used to make guests of the man, the way he used to. So they said that some of us now, that man we used to wear one shoe. And when we went on holiday to that particular period, one of us now bought that type of shoe. We call that man Mr. Sheriff. Mr. Sheriff. So, and the man, when you are wearing a shoe, you have to walk very smart. And the man is the type that used to grab legs. So, when we now discover that the man is coming to our class, that boy will now just go outside. Secondary school right now. We now carry his shoe like this. See. Some of you now talk. See the way he's dragging shoe like Mr. And they say that the man had us one day. We have done bad things, honestly. Everybody has one. It is now we now realize ourselves. So you understand? It is now we realize the way we used to. And if you like a particular teacher, like Mr. Gbadebo that used to teach us economics, Mr. Adeyemi that used to teach us English, if you don't want to come to class, you will come to class. If you want to say, I will not be able to say, no, please, that kind of a thing. But if it comes to the teachers that we didn't like, before God, thank God, bye. So it is from there. That's why I now say, so this thing that we are talking about is like you are saying you're collecting your reward on earth. Whatever you sow, you will reap instantly. I'm telling you. Yes. So, at long run, what I'm now saying is that, in class, if making a particular derogatory remark, as you have said, can end up shortening the life of a particular child for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, and if care is not taken, for the rest of the term. So, like that a particular child now, there is nothing you can do that will impress him or her at all. And we now have some, when they begin to hear all this that we are saying, they begin to change. Honestly. Mrs. Ajala. It was when we were about to leave that school, I mentioned Mrs. Ajala last. When we were about to leave, Mrs. Ajala now became nicer, very nice. That's it. There's one of my friends, Tuji, come. I saw you when you are going to the lab the other time. What are you going to do? That time I say, I want to go and buy it. Have you bought it? Oh, come, let me give you money. I said, this is Ajala was giving Tuji money for the first time in our life. Since almost 6 years that we have known this one. So that's so Mr. Ajala can dash somebody money. Say you understand. We now begin to say, okay, it's like the woman want to change you, and do and before we finish, she has already made her ways. So even before she greet us, we be the one to say, good morning, ma. And before we that, we know some of us are even taller than him, than her. You know, imagine student, the teacher. She's not even taller than this. Very brilliant. I'm telling you. She want to write something, she write at the beginning. All of us, you now begin to, we even do like when we want to copy notes. So, just 2 minutes, I'll round up now. So, what's our last? What we are saying is we are talking about emotional words, emotional harm now.
Avoidance of deception.
That's the next one. Avoidance, don't deceive. In research, we do not deceive. Don't deceive. Complain as it is. Avoid deceptions. Don't give a false statement. Don't give us a false alarm. Don't report a false instances. Tell it as it is. That's one of the ethics of research. The next one.
Avoidance of dual relationship.
Avoid. Somebody was asking avoidance of dual relationship. When I'm talking of relationship, what is relationship? What is relationship? Avoidance of dual. You said?
A connection between people.
Connection that exists between two people. That means don't be good to A and be bad to B in your research. That's what we call dual relationship. You behave as a dove in one place. You now behave as a one of the chameleon on the other in other and change your colors. That's avoidance of dual relationship. Have equal relationship. And most of us did it. We even to our children at home. Yes, you know, don't let your child, especially with men. We do it. We have faith right, but I can never say it. It's in my mind.
But you show it at times.
But at times when I want to show them, the if it's I say no, not so that you won't put yourself in problem. I'm telling you, and this thing is natural. I'm telling you, and this thing is natural. I'm telling you, it's natural. There'll be one. I have one. But I didn't tell anybody. But at the end of the day, my wife used to be texting me. She not tell me. So why people look big guns or do something on you? You know, there is no how. You may love them equally, true. But once, it happens. I don't know how that. I don't know how God do that thing. But most especially, it happens like my own now. The one I'm talking about is a female. I'm telling you.
Fathers and daughters.
It doesn't matter. I don't know. They told me that she looks like me, but I don't know.
That might not be true, but you know, in our children, one person, you might call one, quickly come.
This one, no, I'm not talking about quickly come. That's I don't know whether it's an emotional attachment. Maybe that one is emotional attachment. I'm telling you. It is most of the woman say because one people no go do. But you know that emotions, I don't just know. But you know, the only thing is that don't show it to. I nearly make a mistake one day.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know.
Yes.
That thing is just a connection. It's just and you know, she even have a special way. If I said I don't want to do, she has a special. If I say I don't want to do something, she will just say, "Daddy, nah." You know, we just say, "That's it." Daddy, now. Then she said, Daddy, she has done it this morning. She just said, Daddy, I will not do it. I don't want to do it. I will not. I will not. I have to force myself and do what I say I will not do. So that thing is natural. But it is, in our class too, we have difference. I'm telling you. There was a particular girl in this last week. She's the HOC. She used to exhibit a particular behavior. I like her very. And she quickly discovered when I didn't like her again. She has to write an epistle if I can find it. I say, this is not Dr. Ademi that I know in my 100 level. Please, have I done any? She writes one. When I read it down, and instantly she begins to. She now give me another one. And this is Dr. Ademi that I know before. That kind of. When somebody wants to derail, and now bring you back. So that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about, and we have in our child. Yeah, we have in our children too. So that is exactly what we are saying. What was the number 8, Abi?
Avoid the use of
Debriefing. What is debriefing connotatively? Connotatively, debriefing. Brief and debriefing.
Not being short, like
Is it?
explanation.
Not being precise.
Tautology.
Not being. Oh yeah, now let's talk. Brief. There's a difference between brief.
Don't make it short, make it detailed. Not being concise.
I want somebody to. Is it?
Not being concise.
Not being concise. Oh yeah, now. I don't want to say it point blank like debriefing. Oh yeah. Not being concise. Somebody said not being concise. Another one. Okay. Sit down.
If teacher wants to select the 3 months of their requirements, they not change their character. They will do good to you. They will write absent without permission. When you came here, they will move. 3 months of their assignments, they will not change their character. They will not give you, they will give you something. For them, that's why, sir.
It's part of what we are. It's part of what we have said before, and we have said it now. It's like it's like you want to rewrite your wrong now, because the moment you left, no place for you in that office again. You can only communicate them from home. You may even enter the premises and nobody will recognize you. I've seen that they just good morning, and Mrs. Kinney, I'm the one. I know I'm going somewhere. See, you understand? I know now. Nobody will feel your absence again. So when we are talking about debriefing in psychology, it means different things from what we are saying. Debriefing is like having a detailed explanation. Yes. So explaining the true purpose of a particular thing of a study. It's like somebody taking you through as a first timer. It's not giving you everything. This is this is this is that, this is that. That's what we call debriefing. That means in the area where you want to carry out your work, you must know more in that particular place, or you have somebody that is leading you. And that's why if you take our questionnaire to schools, we go to teachers, must have educated them, and we go there with what? With the aid of researchers. We call them research assistants. Research what? Assistant that will be helping us, because we cannot be everywhere at any point in time. Assuming we want to collect information for about 400 people or 200 at a particular time. You cannot be everywhere. You detail some people, 2 researchers at least. Do this, do that. That's what we call debriefing. It means where we collect, where where we have an explanation as regards what we are about to do. So,
Sorry, sir. I have a question.
yeah.
With this number six, in kind of psychological arm.
Okay.
So, like practical classroom, is it a psychological aspect? I have like parents that are troublesome, especially mothers. I have like 2 mothers and a father that is. This father, imagine carrying a child from depression, you got into the road, the child went on your last thing is from depression. And so I segregate them. For a while, like, is it emotional damage?
Yes.
Is it known to you alone? Is the segregation?
I don't take them further, please.
You don't?
I don't take them further because the other one, she say, my maid has gone. No, don't let the clothes be there. So if you change diaper, and then there's a stain on this and it's not washing, maybe you were busy, forgot to wash this. The cleaning assistant was not around. Before you know, she'll come madam. A bad basic clothes, like the diaper, this thing, like so those type of children. I don't feel like I kind of segregate them.
You can only do that highly.
Is it emotional? Am I emotionally damaging them?
You are not related because number one, if you are protecting your own interest first, but the other way around, if what you are doing has negative impact on the child under your care, is ethically not right. So let's forget about having personal relationship and working relationship. So you understand? There's difference between personal relationship and working relationship. You may cut your personal relationship with the person, but do your working. Yeah, that is it. Very well.
To me, I feel like inside when it's settled and talking, when they are feeling, I feed them on another man. I do.
Oh, you don't want to have anything with that? It's me.
I don't school the cause.
That is it. That's why I said it's mainly to you now. It's not to you now that you are trying to avoid.
Going for out of I don't take them out.
So
am I emotionally damaged?
No, you are not damaging them emotionally because you intentionally segregate them so that they are no more under your care. You want them to be under somebody's else.
No, they are still my child. They are still my care.
No. I thought you are leaving them for somebody else. No, don't do that. It's against your ethics.
Some parents are mad.
I know. We know. That is just know your onions. What you can do under that particular case is that if you are 2, you can give those children to a particular person entirely. But if you are the only one, please do what is expected of you.
This boy, our girl, is a child. He plays part of his approach. They think that they have power. You know my friend. No matter the advice you give them, and they will not want to save my time and all that. I don't want that. Don't want anything that you collect.
So, if you are doing that, you are doing more damage than harm. Please adjust. And if you discover it, that the child they may intentionally like you, and if they want to move towards you, you now say, no, I don't want their power. No, don't do that. Especially you are handling life, and you never can tell. Like your Bible say, "Ọmọdé mama àgbàlagbà." The last time, I'm telling you, the last time we entered supermarket, we just bought that thing, 10,000 naira. I was about to face somebody just tapped me at the back. Good afternoon, sir. Do you remember this place? Last week, now mentioned it here. Don't bother to be. I don't even know the person. I didn't know him. He ended up saving my 10,000 that day. And all this that we are doing, their children are like monitoring spirits. Those are small problem maybe, no.
Like I'm not working in a classroom, I'm in a crèche. All these ones are big.
You can never compare now. There is this attachment between child. Even you may not exactly, they may not even be intentional. I mean, they may not, you may not. This what they are talking about now. They are not a biological parent. You are catering for them. Apart from saying you are collecting salary, you are doing an emotional work. There's an attachment that we call emotional attachment. Don't be surprised. 5, 6, 7, 8 years to come, you may be attached to that children unknowingly, because somebody will now be telling you, I attended little Saint orphanage, so and so. Which year are you? What's your name? So you are the child. It can come like that. So please, that's why we need a profession for early childhood. A professional is what we need. If you are doing that, you are going outside your ethics. So please, don't go outside your ethics. Satisfy yourself, your conscience, professionally. Professionally, satisfy your conscience. So you understand? So if you want to do that, maybe you can relate them. You don't want to have anything to do with them. Look for an alternative. In a situation where you don't have an alternative, take it as a profession for some time, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at most. I'm off here. 6 to 7. And you are going to be there for some time now. And that's why when we get there, the work of a caregiver is supposed to be under normal condition, working rotationally. That one that you are doing is too much. Not more than 6 to 8 hours. I'm telling you, the one you are doing is too much, and I know they are not going to. Your pay is not going to commensurate with the kind of work that you do. How can somebody employ you from 6 hours of work? In a particular year, a caregiver we go on rotational basis nothing less than 50 times. 50 times you go on rotational basis. That's the normal. But today, tomorrow, you are there today, tomorrow. See you next time. Thank you very much. The use of what? Yes, before you can collect any data from anybody, there must be an informed consent in form of letters, FABA, or what do we call written. God bless you. Informed consent, yes. Before you can interview somebody, you must have told the person, please, I want to interview you. Abi, I want to ask you about this, about that. That's an informed consent. Before you go into the classroom and say you want to collect questions from or allow people to for question and answer, you must have told them, hello people, I want to choose you to do this and this in your class, and I want you to be honestly. That is what we call informed consent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. See you next time.
Hold on. How is it? You are done. Mr. I think Mr. Life is coming to meet you. He's coming. It's my charger now. Eh? No, I told you it's another space. No.